Right, here we go again, the lads. Fighting fifth Ladbrokes Trophy weekend. Loads to look forward to. We can't really start without giving a little mention to Shishkin and Laurina. So let's have a couple of minutes from each of everyone, not going on too long, but let's start with Shishkin then, lads. What do you think? What was your thoughts on it?
Fantastic.
Very good.
I think a lot of people hit the nail on the head there, comparing obviously that run with Envoy Allen. We're never really going to know. They probably won't clash, certainly not anytime soon. But obviously with Shishkin, they've obviously gone the same route as they did with Altior, who won the race, going back a fair bit. And there was some, considering it was his first competitive race over the bigger obstacles, that was a fantastic round of jumping.
Yeah.
Obviously the race was marred a little bit. Was it Singara River, Glyn?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
So obviously you get that, and that's very unfortunate. But take nothing away from Shishkin, just attacked the fences and went away from his pricks. Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, fair enough. What about Laurina then, mate?
Inevitable.
Yeah, I think we saw it coming, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a spark was going to go. Definitely turning around that corner.
Yeah, it was gone, wasn't it? I mean, Jamie, we were obviously just discussing this a moment ago. With sometimes, especially with the mares as well, that light seems to go a lot quicker. On their side of things in their career. And yeah, I mean, we were at Sandown, Glyn. I think Mark might have been there as well. I think it was last year when Willie Mullins sent her over.
Yeah.
And didn't even really finish didn't cross the line.
Yeah,
didn't finish the race. Do you know what I mean? Came walking home. You could see there was no spark. Yes, Cobden and Nichols have given it a go. But like me and Jamie were saying, that it was more inevitable than it was anything. It's a shame because in her prime, she destroyed people at Cheltenham and over in Ireland in her first part of her career. But yeah.
It's just that the only thing is, well, Sean, just that Laurina made that jumping error from the back, and then when turning in the corner, you could see Harry just pumping his arms and scrubbing, and then trying to jump the last two, and just not there. And then for the winner, that was really impressive. But Laurina, she's done really well. She's done all the wins and everything like that. It's just the spark wasn't there, and like you say, we was just like I said, we was a little bit unfortunate with Crevega, that where she won so many races at Cheltenham with the mares and all that, and then she's now she's a successful mare in the paddocks, and same with Annie Power and all that. So well, I think you'll see a future a future winner out of like a foal out of Laurina. So
I don't think you're wrong there, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it's one of those. But yeah, I think the only word to describe it was inevitable, wasn't it? Really, lads.
Yeah, I think we saw it coming, didn't we? So
yeah, that was definitely one of those. And Jamie hit the nail on the head. There was no racing life left in her. Smart move.
Exactly. It's a sensible thing to do it would seem it's a sensible thing to do.
I mean, back to the Shishkin. I thought that was like the old sort of sprinter Saka on the as in the pace, jumping them fences, and that was the first time in public. That was really impressive.
Yeah,
just did not touch a twig, and it was really impressive.
It's the first time I've watched the race back over, and I think just Nico was just so relaxed on Shishkin, and they say straight into Arkle contention. A short price already at 7-4. But yeah, it's really good to see Shishkin. Looking forward to seeing at the festival next year. But as Sean said, it was inevitable with Laurina.
I mean, you say that, Mark, with the price 7-4. That people think that's a big price.
Yeah, after that performance, yeah,
I think it's a massive price. Looking at that performance, and obviously, being there at the festival on the Tuesday when Shishkin won the Supreme, in that head-to-head battle with Abracadabras, which just pipped it on the line. That was a well-timed performance, and going on from that, this was just 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 steps up, another level. And like Sean said, first one over the bigger obstacles, like a lot of horses are going, but that was very impressive. I'm looking forward to see where Shishkin goes.
Looked natural, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. Like Jamie said, didn't touch a twig. Went attacked every fence, attacked it with pace, went away from each fence. with more pace, it seemed, and just seemed to thrive after every fence. It was
And
really
just like one more quick one, obviously with Shishkin's performance and seeing where it's going to be, as in price wise, I'm sure it's going to get a lot shorter than that at the festival. It is starting to shape up nicely, seeing where some of the horses
we're starting to
go
see
in there. We've obviously got Epperton, who's running at the weekends, so it'd be good to see how it gets on as well. So looking forward to the festival. It's really shaping up nicely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
all right then, guys.
Mr. rubbing his hands now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, okay. Well, let's move on to the important bit. What probably most people are watching for, and that's some selections of the weekend. As I say, obviously got the Fighting Fifths being one of the big ones, and then obviously Ladbrokes Trophy as well. Obviously another big one. Obviously there is, quite a lot of, I had a look at the cards on this, and decent horses dotted about in most cards, really, to be fair. So it's not just all about those two races, but well, obviously you had to pick a couple or pick one. So let's start with Jamie. Go on, Jamie. Who's your
Right.
Okie
dokie. For the Saturday selections at 3 o'clock, the Ladbrokes Trophy, Grade 3, 3 miles, 1 furlong, and the important 214 yards. I've gone for the each way selection of Potterman at 20-1, ridden by Tom Cannon, trained by Alan King. He's been running really well lately, been like second in his last 3 races, but won at Market Racing on good ground. He ran at Newbury, but that was 4 years ago, finishing second place on soft ground conditions at 2 miles. But since then, he's obviously improved and jumping on big obstacles. He has the form, holding well. He's got a lightweight, so it should help him. And Newbury at the moment, it's at good to soft, good in places. So hopefully the ground conditions will improve and should suit Potterman at 20-1 for the Ladbrokes Trophy.
Okay, mate.
Would you like to hear my second one?
Yeah, if you've got one, go on.
Yeah, for me second one, this time it will be at Newcastle, another each way selection, 3:15, the rehearsal handicap chase. A listed race, 2 miles, 7 furlongs, and the important 91 yards. I've gone for Lord du Missel, ridden by Paul O'Brien, trained by Richard Hobson, who has a satellite training yard at France. He's had a fantastic form last season. So it's reading from last year, 1-1-1-2-2. He's had his first run was at Kelso. This season, finishing 4th place. So I reckon this is a prep run for the rehearsal chase, and I think he could go for the Ida chase if he wins this, because he can go extended 3 miles. He loves the soft conditions, so I'm hoping that Newcastle will have a bit of rain up there. He has won at Newcastle last year in heavy conditions, beating Sam Adventure by a neck. And also Paul O'Brien takes off the important £3. Fair
enough. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go next then, boys, because I'm going to oppose you, Jamie.
Rightio.
I tried to stay clear in my heart of hearts of the Ladbrokes Trophy chase, because I just wanted to be a bit different and go for something else. But I kept coming back to it. So I'm going to take you on. I've gone with Secret Investor with Paul Nicholls. Cobden's book, so you know what I mean. You know your money's safe there from that point of view.
Yeah.
12-1 at the minute in the betting, which seems like a quite a hefty price for a horse, I think, of that quality. He's won 6 of 17. He's got a 35% win ratio. He's placed in the other 8, so he's made the frame 14 times out of 17. And he acts on good to soft. Like what you said there, though, hopefully the ground might dry a little bit, because I think he would probably prefer slightly firmer ground.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's won on both. He won a race, I'm sure, no doubt, Sean loves the name of, the Native River Handicap Chase at Chepstow recently on a reappearance. Beating Potterman, I might add, by 7 lengths. So, yeah, I just think it's looks like a really competitive race. I think it's quite open. As I say, nice price at the moment, according to what I can see. 12-1 with Bet365. I suppose the only criticism, or well, not criticism, doubt maybe, is he does seem to do his best work at around 2 mile 3, 2 mile 4. So maybe it might be a little bit too far, but then he has won twice at 3 miles. So I think he's more than capable of doing it.
I mean, mind you, Glenn, the trader's got a fantastic record in the Ladbrokes Trophy. He's
and that as well, yeah. He's got a fantastic record everywhere, though, hasn't he?
At the moment.
Let's be honest. And he looks after my horse, so in Nichols we trust. So there you go. That's my first one, taking you on there. My second one, I'm going to go for the 255, the French Furs Novice Hurdle over 2 mile 6. No important yards to remember on this one. I'm going for Fergal O'Brien's Ask a Honeybee. Absolute cracking form at the minute. Well, certainly towards the end of last year and into this year. Acts on good to soft. Probably would actually prefer a bit more cut in the ground. So they got a little bit of rain. I don't think it'd go against him. Obviously, never really run on heavy, so you wouldn't want it to be bucking it down. But yeah, looks a decent horse. Ran in the Weatherby bumper. Didn't really fire that day. Finished about 13th, I think, overall. That was won by Fernie Hollow, and second was one that Mark's likes. Appreciate it. Was second that day at the festival. So, but won again, didn't he? Appreciate the other day over in Cork. So it was a bit of a tough race for him to make. First attempt at the festival. But he went into, in pretty decent form. He won like 3 bumper races over 1 mile 7. Paddy Brennan had ridden him once out of that. He was also ridden by apprentice Liam Harrison. He won like about four races or something like that with him. And then he really bounced back to form this year and won 2 novice hurdles. One at Weatherby and one at Exeter, both under Paddy Brennan. And Paddy Brennan's booked again. So again, like a lot of the cards this week, and it all looks quite competitive, but I just think it's got some decent form going into it.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 then, lads.
Okay.
Coming in, Mark. Let us know who you like then.
Right. Well, I challenged Sean last week, so let's make it interesting. And I'm going to challenge the pair of you. And again, I'm going in the Ladbrokes Trophy chase, and I'm going for the conditional.
Okay, yeah. I did look at conditional.
David Bridgewater and Brendan Powell. So it's only had two runs so far this year in 2020. It was a fair 4th, finishing in January at Warwick behind Petite Power, Captain Chaos, and the eventual winner, Kimberlite Candy. Before I say we was there on the Tuesday in a heroic finish in the ultimate handicap chase. Over 3 miles, 1 furlong on soft grounds, price at 15-2, which finished ahead of Vindication, who was back in 4th, and also Kildesart, who finished 2nd in that race, who is also entered in the Ladbrokes Trophy. But we can't take away some other big names, i.e. the 2 selections that you have chosen, alongside Copperhead, Mr. Malarkey, Beware the Bear, and Regal Wancourt, all with some big prices at 25-1.
Beware the Bear, my first ever Cheltenham winner live, that was.
Yes, well, Beware the Bear, if I was to do a Brownlow Brucey bonus, that would be one for an each way shout. Beware the Bear always seems to deliver.
Well, you've got to have a soft spot, haven't you, for your first Cheltenham winner?
Well, yeah.
You've always got to stick by it. I mean, I went Cheltenham this year, and somehow I didn't come away with 1 winner at all. Don't ask me how that happened. I really don't. Sean was absolutely buzzing from that day, I know.
Yeah. I seem to remember Sean had a very good day that day, if I remember right.
Oh, yes.
I had the conditional, which was one of them.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
But going back to the conditional, it's up another £5 from his victory back at the festival, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And it should relish the ground conditions. So that is my first selection, the conditional. So that's just a 3-horse race, unless Sean decides to make it a 4-way battle.
Maybe we'll find out in a minute.
My next one quickly. I'm going in the 205 and I'm going for the Betfair Fighting Fifth Hurdle, Grade 1 over 2 miles. And as Jamie says, the important 46 yards. And look, a lot of people would be all over Epperton after his triumph in the Champion Hurdle back in March. But I think 8 to 15 is too much of a short price for me, considering it's his first run and Aidan Coleman is booked for this ride. So I am going to battle with Epperton and I'm going with Show Royale at 5 to 1 for Alan King and a very buzzing Darryl Jacob, I believe, with his impressive victory in the Betfair Chase last week. Sorry, Sean. It finished dead last, though, back at Cheltenham with only 5 runners to Politolo, who ended up coming out on top of that one. Had a wind operation back in August of this year, but since then has had 2 very impressive victories at Foflash and Wincanton. But again, we can't take away Epperton being a red-hot favourite in this race, alongside Silver Streak, Ribble Valley, and Cornerstone Lad.
I must admit, I looked at Silver Streak when I was, looking for me picks, and I did fancy taking Epperton on. To be fair, Silver Streak's had a decent win lately. I think a bit underestimated that day, I think, as well.
I think the same for me. Yeah. Sorry, Glenn. I think the same with me is just because it's its first run, and
you're not doubting how good he is.
Oh no, definitely not. I mean, I think Epperton has got literally, he ticks all the boxes. He could absolutely do what Shishkin done the other day. It's just completely destroyed the field and run away with it. But the only negative I've got is Aidan Coleman. I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he's a fantastic jockey, but it's just I see by Sean's face, I'm probably going to get ridiculed for this on social media. But
that's brave.
I'm always there to take a gamble. I'm always there to take other horses on, and I'm taking Epperton on. And I'm going with Show Royale in the Fighting Fifth.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, mate, as you say, it's fair enough. You're talking a new connection, first time out. Do you know what I mean? New connection with the horse and jockey. I mean, and I mean, couldn't really blame someone for taking a gamble on that. That's what the whole point of the sport is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it most certainly is. I know by Sean's face that he wasn't happy with that. So, Mr. Barnes, I shall.
Yeah, go on then. We'll give Sean a chance to retaliate.
No. Look,
keep it clean. It's a family show.
Yeah,
right. I'm not. I told you. I you know what I've said before. I will rein everything in. I'll restrict everything, and I will just keep it simple. Mark, I think you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, like you say, the connection between horse and jockey is going to be a different one. I just think that I think there are worse jockeys to have on board than Aidan Coleman.
Oh, I agree.
In my opinion, that was all it is. But I am going to go straight away in the 225 at Newbury. I'm going Cobden and Nichols, as always, because let's be honest, if it's not broke. And I'm going with Time White. Taking on, I believe, the unbeaten MPR horse in Marie's Rock.
Yep.
Again, don't get me wrong, take nothing away from the horse for MPR. Fantastic form. Unbeaten so far under Nico and Henderson. My only concern is, again, it's that first time out. There's always that first run out is always a concern. The ability is obviously there, but I think with Time White, won a very competitive race middle of October, I want to say at Chepstow, beating the likes of was it Langadan, Blacko, Goalil, Gubernator, decent horses that can put in a decent shift when wanting, and won it well. Put in 1 or 2 more guessy jumps, shall we say, but never really seemed to be in any trouble. Never really seemed that wasn't going to win the race. Again, it is going to be tough to take on Marie's Rock. First time out, we'll see what the situation is. I just think that run under his belt, a very good run under his belt in a tough race. Cobden and Nichols in the form what they're in. I think at 5 to 1 is a big price.
Yeah, it must be a chance.
Yeah, so that will be my first, the 225 at Newbury. My second, I may as well join you lot and have a stab at this Ladbrokes trophy if we're going to go for a 4-way battle.
Go on.
And I've got to be honest with you, it's slightly concerning because we've sat there, you've picked your 3 picks, Mark listed off about another 5, and not one of you mentioned mine. So I'm probably going to regret picking this one out. It's very much heart and head sort of bet from my point of view. I've gone with the Trevor Hemmings colours cloth cap, because I will never shy away from a many clouds silt horse. It is going to be a tough race. I did flutter between that and the conditional, as reiterated beforehand. I absolutely couldn't believe the price it was at Cheltenham when I got on it, and even clattering the second last or the last, still managed to come home and win that one. Very close. Kildasar put it to him and was gaining. But yeah, cloth cap for me, 12-1. The distance won't be a problem. We know these Trevor Hemmings colours. He's at the John Joe O'Neill yard now. So, you know, no mugs there, obviously, as we know. Ground, probably good to soft will suit, if that's where they're looking at, to be honest with you. It's a horse that has always been there or thereabouts. Again, jumping would need to be a little bit more accurate in this type of race, with the likes of Vindication. I believe is in there. Jamie's pick from a couple of weeks ago.
It's going to demand some decent jumping, isn't it?
It's going to demand, you're going to struggle to keep up with the pace, regardless of your stamina, if your jumping is not going to stick it. But we know what these Trevor Hemmings colours silks are like. They're battlers, they're sloggers. They all have that stamina in them. I think 3 miles shouldn't be a problem.
No, you wouldn't think so.
And placing to 4 when you have got a couple of first-time outers. Vindication was in a tough race not so long ago, so you don't know what damage this is, where we're at. But yeah, cloth cap, 12-1, 4-way finish with us lot. I thought I'd complete the set.
Sean, is John Joe riding? Is John Joe riding the cloth cap?
No, Scudamore.
Oh, that's interesting.
Scudamore, which he does well on these stamina testing horses. We know that. So there's no real concerns over jockey booking like some people. But I have no concerns. I won't be battering anybody. It is what it is. But I just think, like we were saying, with Scudamore and these distance chasers, he seems to get a tune out of them. He gets a race out.
It's not often you see a Trevor Hemmings colour not see it out, isn't it?
No, exactly. Placing to 4, it is going to be difficult. I think Mark's right. I think the condition was a fantastic horse and will be bang now. I was fluttering between the two. But yeah, so it's time white in the 225 and in the 3 o'clock for me, cloth cap each way, 12.
Okay. Right. Well, that's it then, boys. We've got a 4-way battle going into the weekend. Let us know who you like in the Fighting Fifths. Let us know who you like in the Ladbrokes trophy. Tons and tons of good cards about in there, boys. So
fantastic racing.
Good luck to you whoever you back. Hopefully one of us is at least right, lads. We've managed a few winners lately, so we've done all right lately. So, our tipping service is completely free.
If you can call it a tipping service.
You can't charge for that many losers.
So we've got 4 different selections. That only means one thing: probably beware the bear's going to romp home.
Probably, mate. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, we'll wrap that up then, boys, and let you get on with your evening. So that's it then. Yeah, get involved. Comment down below. Let us know you like. Let us know you don't like. And have a good laugh and see if one of us is a winner or not. See you again next time, boys.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.